expecting long lines if you haven't voted. They were saying this morning that Tuesday, if you're going to vote, you need to be at the precinct when it opens. And they're open precincts at 6 or 6:30.
6:30.
And they're saying get there then, or you might not even get in all day. So that's why it's very important if you took the opportunity to go do the early vote. Yeah, well, you ain't got to show your license, but they're still expecting the lines to be an hour, hour and a half long. And you say, well, I ain't gonna fight it. That's your choice. But don't whine and cry about who is president. Right. Well, you chose who you wanted. That meant who everybody else wanted. If you ain't gonna take the opportunity to go vote, then don't whine about what happened. Man, get out and vote. And you say, well, preacher, you're crazy for even bringing it up in church. No, I'm not. It's just, I'm trying to encourage you to go vote. So, I've been looking at this. I'll just be honest with you. I think it's one of the last time that we have a candidate anywhere close trying to stand on some biblical values. Some biblical values. He's not standing on all biblical values. He's standing on some. Some, not many, but some. I think 4 years from now, when we look at our candidates, I think you're going to see two parties that's going to be almost identical. I believe that you're going to see abortion being upheld with both parties. I think in 4 years, you're going to see gay marriage being upheld with both parties. I think a lot of that stuff you're going to see upheld with both parties after this year. Why is that? Because that's the only way they'll get votes. So this might be our last chance to make a change. So get out and vote. I'm not telling you who to vote for. If you want to vote for Hillary, go bubble that corner. Me and Wade's got an 80-year-old grandpa. Guess who he voted for? Hillary Clinton. It was what they was raised, Democrats. Democrats, they help the poor and they help the poor. No more is it about helping the poor. Now it's about biblical to me. My dad was the first one to vote Republican in my family. And he got a lot of scrutiny over it. And I've carried that on. But I'm not standing here telling you who to vote for. I'm just saying get out and vote. Get out, make your voice heard. The Bible speaks of making your voice heard. Oh, no, it don't, preacher. Oh, yes, it does. It says the voice of one crying in the wilderness. That's it. That's your voice. It's one collectively or it's one individually. Here's your chance to be individual. So get out and vote. Do your part. But I will be glad when I turn on the TV Wednesday, Brother Wade, and I do not see this candidate done this and that candidate done this. Come Wednesday, we're going to know. Most of us will go to bed Tuesday night not knowing who the president is. Because they won't really start calling states until about 7:30, 8 o'clock Tuesday night. Now, the last election, they was able to call the president at 9:45 because it's such a landslide. This year, it ain't going to be like that. It'll be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning before before they call who is the president. Because it's that kind of a race. But get out and vote. Do your part, man. Let's be praying for one another. Let's pray for Brother Reedy and Sister Tammy. Been trying to call them all morning. Can't get a hold of them. I'm concerned for them, man. But to start off the service this morning, let's get all November birthdays. Come up. David, Jaden, and Sherry. Oh, who? I think that's where she's taking off to the load. How old are you? How old will you be? 10, how old are you? 10? 10, and what? 36. Adam's supposed to be over here. Adam, we need you. Adam. Adam, you gonna answer me? Come here, Josh. Get back up here. I'm having fun with this. Get back up here. Adam, we're waiting on you.
So what is he?
Can you hear me, Adam?
What he said.
Did you wash your hands?
You were calling.
Go wash your hands.
That's your fault.
Well, use hand sanitizer. All right, now come on up here. That's all Sandy sing happy birthday. How old you be, Adam? 12. Hey, man, I had some fun there. I can't help that. All right, Kenny, lead us.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you. We are so glad you're here. We are so glad you're here. To learn about Jesus, our Savior, so true.
Amen. November's a big month. Now, we would sing happy anniversary, but anyone else got an anniversary in November? Well, we'll have to get Rick and Tanya when they're here. Come on, Brother Ken. Huh? Hannah's got a birthday, and Austin does. We'll have to get them. If you stand, get the small book. 281. Page 281. It's the new one this morning. It's called the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Huh? No. I don't know how to play it. Old song here.
Yeah, it is small.
Oh, this ain't gonna have much.
All right.
To sing the glory of the coming of the Lord. Jesus trampling out the meeting where the grapes of wrath are stored. He has loosed the faithful riding his terrible sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. I have seen. I have seen him in the watchfire of 100 circling men. They have builded him an altar in the evening days of man. I can read his righteous sins, his name was fair and well. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. He has sounded forth the trumpet, God shall never sound retreat. Yes, he can the hearts of men before he judgment seat. He stripped my soul to bless her hand, he's still at my feet. It's true, his marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. The beauty of the living Christ was born across the sea, with the glory in his bosom that transfigured you and me. As he died to make me holy, let us die to make me free. His truth is marching on. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
How many knows who sung that song when going into battle? No. The Northern soldiers sung that song. It was originally sung for the first time by our soldiers here in the United States when we fought the Revolutionary War against the Brits. That song was sung. We made our fight song about the Lord because the fight He had given for our souls. And if you'll look, every time in history that a group of soldiers sung that song, America could be being defeated, but they would come back and win. Why is that? It's because they're putting God first.
Amen.
But here lately, that's not even taught in the military. Joe, was that taught when you was in the military? No. That was something that's been forgotten about years ago. But that used to be the battle thing. The battle of the Republic. And who is the Republic? That's us. Not Republican, that's a party. Republic is the citizens of that country. We are the Republic. So let's remember that. Years ago they put Jesus first. Let's put him first.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
208. Same brother. Be what? Boy, you gonna do something today. Well, what you bought? Yeah.
208.
Hey, see, sometimes even forget where the backslide.
I am weak and powerless. Jesus, keep me I'll be satisfied and found as I Jesus is my King. Daily walking pursuing let me, dear Lord, let it be. If I falter, Lord, repent. Let me but understand. Not but thee, dear Lord, not but thee. Granted, Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Dear Lord, let it be. My evil life is o'er. Time for me will be no more. God be gently set free, oh, to thy kingdom strong, to thy shore. Just a closer walk with thee. Granted, Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. $273.
B.
Joy to the
We sing her name, and every heart repenting, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing.
joy to
To the earth, the Savior reigns, and their song is born. Our fields and floods, our fields and plains, we keep the sounding joy, we keep the sounding joy. Repeat, repeat, the sounding joy. Let's sing and song of girls, your joy in His blessing flow, forever mercy found, forever mercy found, forever, forever, mercy found. The world with truth and grace, and make the nation free. The reason is righteous faith, and wonders of His love, and wonders of His love. And wonders of His love.
Everybody stay with Brother Josh, Brother Marshall, be bringing around your tithes and offerings and your faith promise. Brother Josh will bring around the tithes and offerings, Brother Marshall, faith promise. Kids will be coming around and get you change. Brother James, you bless the offering.
Battle of the Little. All right, you can be seated this morning. I can preach next 5 minutes. I forgot to set home. set my watch, but it said, I'm 5 minutes slow right now. So where y'all got 11:31, I've got like 11:26 or something. Jill, all jokes aside. You know, normally that's right. Normally the church is tired of listening to the preacher by the time he gets done preaching. If you got your Bible, turn with us to 1 Corinthians chapter number 15. And verse number 10. And 1 Corinthians 15, verse number 10. We're going to read one verse here, then we'll skip over to some more verses in the chapter. Appreciate you standing for the reading and the reverence to God's word. But by the grace of God, I am what I am. And his grace, which was bestowed upon me, was not in vain, but I labored more abundantly than they all, yet not I. But the grace of God which was with me. Therefore, whether it were I or they, so we preach, and so ye believe. Now, if you'll look over in verse 55, O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the what? The law. But thanks be to God, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. You can be seated this morning. That's the Lord.
Praise God, preach. Amen.
What was the first thing that we read this morning in 1 Corinthians? Chapter 15. But by the grace of God.
Yes, sir.
But by the grace of God.
Yeah.
You know, but by the grace of God, these two kids will be fighting this morning.
Amen.
But they're not. They're playing. They're inside the office playing, but, you know, I guess as long as the parents are okay with the girl and boy going inside the closet, they're good. Get Andrew and he's like, oh. But by the grace of God, you've got here this morning.
Amen. That's right.
Praise God, brother. That's right.
By the grace of God, you are what you are. See, you say, well, preacher, and I've heard this a bunch, they say, well, I am what I am. I am what I am. Nobody can change me. Nobody can steer me straight. I'm my own boss. Evidently, you don't work a job. Right. You got a boss on the job. Amen. The guys that work for me was here this morning. They'd say, yeah, right there he is. He's standing in front of me. I am their boss. But I have a boss. And he owns the company. He signs the paychecks every Thursday. So I do what he wants. Why do you do that? Because he signs the paychecks. I'm able to live the way I live because he signs the paycheck. You get what I'm saying? Emmy can only be what she is because of Mom. But what I'm getting at, I get to live a life, Brother Josh, pretty comfortable life now. It's not a real comfortable life, but it's a pretty comfortable life. because of him signing that paycheck every Thursday. If that paycheck wasn't there, guess what? I couldn't live like I live. So I am what I am today because I work a job. You say, well, I wish I had $1 million. I wish I had this. I wish I had that. You don't need that. You got what God wants you to have, and be content and pleasant and happy in what you have. I'm my own boss. No, you're not. Come on, bro. I'm 35 and a half years old, Brother Josh, and I still got a boss. You say, no, well, preacher, you're the pastor, you're the head of the church. I don't understand I'm the head of the church, but there's one that's ahead of me. Come on. And his name is Jesus. Yes. But in my everyday walk, I've got a boss. Who's that? That's called Mama. You don't believe me? The older you get, the more you have to listen to them. You might not believe me now, but one of these days you'll be looking back and saying, that crazy old preacher was telling the truth. Wait till you start having grandkids and you start doing stuff with them grandkids, they'll be like, keep them in their line. Now some grandparents are the ones that go over there and pet them and do all that. Now, me and Sherry's grandparents, our kids' grandparents ain't like that. Those kids act up, they say, drop your teeth on their backside. We want you do it to them. If you won't do it, we will. On both sides. And if I don't, I'll get in trouble. Now I'll tell you the truth this morning. My grandmother, when that was about six weeks old, something like that, she was laying on the couch. My grandmother said, "Have you shook her to make sure her liver don't hang up, stick?" I said, "Well, Granny, you're crazy." She said, "No," and pushed her off the couch onto the floor. Oops. Your head went, whee! She said, "Her liver won't stick now." I said, "Granny." She said, "Hey, I done all of y'all like that. Y'all turned out fine." But even Granny would get on to me about stuff. So I always had a boss. Hey, listen to this. We'll move on here in just a minute. I used to be one of them big, bad Billy guys. You know what I'm talking about. Nobody can tell me what to do. I'm my own boss. I got news for you, Jack. As long as you live under your parents' roof, they're the boss.
That's right.
No one's gonna tell me what to do under under their roof. Hey, yeah, if they're the parent, they're the boss. You're living under their roof. My kids have two choices. They either do what I say or pack their stuff and move out. I pay for that place. They can go by my rules. In other words, they have a boss. But you would not be what you are today if your parents didn't trust in God. And I'm not only talking to the kids here and teenagers, I'm talking to the adults. You're somewhere down the line, your parents had to trust in God to make mold you to what you are. So you are what you are only by God.
Right. Amen.
Because your parents allowed God to do the rest.
Preach, brother.
You might think you're big and bad, but I'm going to tell you right now, straight up, you're going to come around somebody that's bigger and badder. Hey, Brother Marshall, I'm pretty bad. I feel that I'd hate to come across Steve in a dark alley and him mad. I'd hate to come across Josh in a dark alley and him mad. I mean, Josh, he walked through that dark alley. I mean, he looked like a big sumo wrestler coming at you with the big beard hanging out. Could you just imagine the the silhouette that you would see, it'd be like, whoop, he's bigger and he's badder. I'm backing up. Just as long as he ain't wearing the sumo costume. I said that jokingly, but you think about it. Would you want to meet up with Steve or Josh in a dark alley and they'll be in Maine? Truly think about it. Look, they carry sheetrock for a living. I would flex. There ain't nothing to flex. They would flex, but they'd rip their shirts. What are you getting at? They got muscles that I don't have. Could you imagine today? I want some of you to think about this. Could you carry up 4 flights of stairs? What an average truck when y'all go out and load a truck? How many sheets sheetrock on there? Square yard. 14,000 square foot of sheetrock on one delivery. And carrying it up flights of stairs. I ain't about to do it. Preacher, that was me, no. Right over here, just mark on the wall. Someone had to get off. Church, what I'm trying to get at, you only what you are by grace.
Right. Amen.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing else in this world you can do other than be by the grace of God. There's nothing else you can be but by the grace of God.
That's right.
You can't be nothing unless you're allowed.
Right. Amen.
When I was young, I was used to day trading. I think, man, when I turn 18, I'm going to be the world's best arm wrestler. That went out. I'd say I'm going to be the world's best NASCAR racer. That went out. I'm going to be the world. James is still living in this bubble. I'm going to be the world's best drag racer. James is so good that he pulls up to the line and runs out of gas, pushes it back. So good when he gets gas, he picks back up the line and he's doing his burnout and he sees he's going past the tree and he slams the brakes on and shoots his radiator cooler down the road, down the track. But we all had these big things. We're going to be this. I thought I was going to be the world's greatest professional wrestler until I hit the ring one time. You can say it's fake. Go ahead and say it's fake. Let me get you in a ring one time. You get them cables for about an hour running them cables. The ropes are not made out of rope. They're made out of cable with PVC pipe and line and tape around on the outside to make it look like it looks. You hit them running full speed a few times. My wife's sitting right there, and she can tell you, I had bruises all up and down my back hitting them ropes. Take one good throw, be thrown across them and have to land flat on your back onto the hard floor. It ain't as fake as you think. They are very skilled at what they do and how they land. Land on solid steel and plyboard with only that much padding underneath over the top of it. That's all that goes on top of that ring mat. The rest of it's 3/4 inch steel and 1/2 inch plywood on top of it. That gives you that little bit of give in it. When you land on it, you feel it. How do you know, preacher? I was doing training. I was almost at the end of my training when I realized this ain't for this old boy. I'm tired of having to go home and visit brother being gay. I've been rubbed down with being gay every night. When you get there, the first 30 minutes you're nothing but push-ups. The next 30 minutes you're nothing but sit-ups. The next hour is nothing but running stairs before you ever get into the ring. And if you can't make it through that, then you don't get inside the ring. What I'm getting at is I thought I was something. These big aspirations or dreams, I'll put it like that. But I ain't that. Guess what happened? I realized that was nothing but a dream. I had to come to reality. No, I wasn't going to leave North Carolina. No, I wasn't going to go out of this state. No, I wasn't going to be the next Garth Brooks. Hey, I dreamed about that at one time. I could just see myself standing on stage playing Shameless. But God had a different idea about that. Yeah. Now I get to stand on the stage and play Amazing Grace.
Amen. Praise God, brother. Amen. Most high.
I am what I am today by the grace of God. I ain't what I'm going to be yet. I am what I am by the grace of God, but I ain't what I'm going to be yet.
That's right.
I want to make, this might make some of you mad here, but you could have been a child rapist. You could have been a murderer. But by the grace of God, you got saved before that happened.
Amen.
From the time you were born, everyone, listen to me. From the time you're born, everyone has that in them. They can wind up doing something like that. But what happens is they're taught different. It's like people say, I'm gay. You wasn't born that way. That has been taught. Did you know when you are born, it is not born for a male and female? That's never in your mind when you're born. That is something that is taught as years go on. When you are born, you have no sexual preference. That is taught as years go on. And then it is accepted into our culture that that's the way it is. How many realize 2 weeks from this Thursday is what? Who knows? Thanksgiving. What do you look forward to on Thanksgiving?
Football.
Eating and football. You know, and I can't deny with Brother Marshall. How many's been to my house on Thanksgiving night? We eat and we watch football. Last year we watched, what was that, Jurassic Park, Steve? Jurassic World. Before we eat. Then after we eat, we watch football. Because Carolina was playing the Dallas and Carolina won. Anyway.
What's happening this year?
What's
happening this year?
We ain't talking about this year. Amen. But all jokes aside, but what is Thanksgiving truly about? I heard a lot of snarls and complaining about singing the Christmas song. Why don't we sing something being thankful? Come on, brother, to be thankful for Jesus being born. We are what we are today because of Jesus Christ being born.
Amen. That's right.
The Battle Hymn of the Republic. Why did we sing that, preacher? That's crazy. How many knows the last verse in it? Did anyone pay that close attention when you were singing it to the last verse in it? I want to show you it. Listen to the last verse. In the beauty of the lilies, Christ was born across the sea with the glory of his bosom that transfigures you and me. As he died to make men holy, let us die to make men free. Now that last part talking about the military, but look at what it says. He died to make us what? Holy. He transfigured us. He made us holy. He made us free. You are what you are today because of him.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's move on over to these other verses I read. this morning. I'm trying to hurry. I'm trying to be. Oh, death, where's thy sting? Oh, grave, where's thy victory? A born-again Christian does not feel the sting of death. They don't have to feel the sting of death because Jesus took the sting of death for them.
Yes.
And the grave is a victorious place for them. Why is that? Because one of these days, Brother Johnson, are coming out of that grave because we are what we are by the grace of God. We are saved. We are born again.
Amen.
We are redeemed.
Yes, sir, brother.
So, the grave is the victory for the Christian.
Yeah.
Well, how do you figure grave is victory? When Jesus went into the grave, he went into a tomb. Now listen to this. He went into the tomb, and he come out of the tomb. Now, when he went into hell while he was dead, he got the keys of death and hell. But when he come out of the grave, he come out victorious over the grave, meaning he made a way out of the grave for us to get to him.
Amen.
We are what we are by the grace of God. Because through the grave we have victory. But then it goes on to say, the sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. Now listen, we're not under the law anymore. I'm trying to hurry. Trust me, I'm trying to hurry. We're not under the law anymore.
Oh, no.
But if you are sinning today, you are still under the law. And when you die, you will feel the sting of death because of the sin. The sting of death is sin in your life.
Help me. Amen.
That's the sting of death. Now you think about this. Would you rather die peacefully or die with the sting?
Come on, man. Man, that's right.
Well, for years now, since 1998, who in here was born in 1998? Anybody? You were born in 1998? Tyler? Get off. Malachi. How much you getting them confused? All hairs. Just the hair? Must be. Well, these two was born in 1998, so they were babies. But in 1998, there's something took place. What took place? Well, preacher, they were born. April of 1998. Who was born before April of 1998? Well, I mean, the ones that was born that year. Malachi's the only one. Malachi's the only one. April the 20th, 1998. Something took place in the United States that changed the landscape of school.
Come on, man.
Columbine High School took place. Before that, you didn't have to worry about a bomb scare. Before that, you didn't hear of shootings in school. We never went to school worrying whether we was going to be shot or not.
That's right.
Not like kids today have to worry.
Yeah.
But after that day, we started having to worry. On April the 20th, 1998, two men dressed in full black trench coats, boys, really those boys, 16 years old, walked into Columbine High School, a school where they attended, and opened fire on the student body out in Colorado. They were shooting left and right. Plenty of kids getting killed. Plenty of kids getting killed. They made their way into the lunchroom. There's a little girl hiding under a table. They said, "We're going to spare you." I guess they must have liked the little girl. But you've got to deny Jesus as Savior. You tell us you don't believe in God. She said, "I will not do it." And as she was on her knees there, they shot her execution style. Let me understand what execution style is. That's her hands up and her back to them, and they shot her. Point blank. Preacher, you tell me, they said that this is what other eyewitnesses have said about that incident. That as they went to pull their guns up, she was already going to live the spot. What do you mean, preacher? I believe God had already took before the bullet ever passed. She didn't have to feel the 7 days.
Right.
Praise God.
But they say she was already going limp and going down, like she'd lost everything. All liveliness had left her body. And they shot her. Now they say the bullet had killed her, but one report from a forensic guy says that the bullet never killed her. According to the signs in her body, she was dead before the bullet ever hit her. So God removed her, but she didn't have to feel the stake. But that changed the landscape for all of us now. I was a student at Reynolds High School during that time. That changed. You know what we worried most about? Finding girls. Or getting out to the corner of the gym to go smoke a cigarette. I remember guys having guns in their gun rack in the back window of their truck, parking on school property. What do you mean, preacher? They was allowed to do that? Yeah, they was going hunting after school, so they was allowed to have their rifles in the back window. But after that day, that all stopped. It changed the landscape. Stuff changes our landscape and our life. What was the very first? Now, I want y'all to understand where I'm trying to go with this message this morning. What was the very first major landscape change in the United States of America? Very first. Now, no one in here is alive when this took place, but it did take place in the 1900s. Pearl Harbor is what changed the very first landscape in the United States. It was the first time the United States had ever come under attack. Hawaii. Well, preacher, there's another thing changed the landscape. Yeah, later on in 1963, there's something else took place in the United States that changed the landscape. No longer could a president ride in a convertible car. Why? John F. Kennedy was shot in Dallas. 1963, November of 1963. Well, preacher, then it stayed the same. It did for a little while. It did for a little while. But then there's something took place in the late 1980s that changed the landscape. We had a president in 1987 stood on the Berlin Wall. Never happened before. There ain't been another president do it since. He said, the way it's quoted, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. And he didn't ask. He didn't plead. He told. He demanded that wall come down. And within an hour, tractors and bulldozers taking that wall down. Then we fast forward a little bit, and something that rocked America hard that we thought nothing ever rocked us any worse. No, I ain't got there yet. We had a president in the mid-1990s get impeached and remain as president. William Jefferson Clinton, for extramarital affairs with Monica Lewinsky. He was impeached, supposed to have been removed as president, but the United States said, no, we'll forgive him. We kept him. We voted him into office a second term during this, while he was having adulterous affairs against his wife. In April of 1999, I got it on tape. No, September of 1999. I got it on tape at the house. My dad preached the message. Because of our actions in America, because of our actions of condoning adultery, condoning gay marriage, and condoning abortion. Well, at that time, it wasn't gay marriage, it was just gays. America will be brought to its knees. And on that message, and this is in 1999 in a tent in Fairview, preached there in the tent revival, he said within 2 years. 2 years to that day, almost exactly 9/11. I got it on tape at the house. Preacher, you mean to tell me that somebody could predict what was coming? Yes, they can. It's not really prophesying, but it is. But they're just telling them where our actions, how far we went. And look at what took place. 9/11, it changed the landscape of America. He never saw it. He was gone. He died in February 2000, not long after preaching that message. Just a few short months later, my dad went on to be with the Lord. In February 2000, 16 years ago, almost 17 now. So, well, preacher, he told about it and it happened. Look from where we were at then. 15 years later, where we're at today. A lot of you kids in here, a lot of you teenagers, you were just barely born at that time. Huh? Yeah. Freshmen in high school are learning about this history now. Kira, Elizabeth, they were just a few months old. Kira, I think, was 6 months. Some of you others probably look like it. Some of you wasn't even born. It's history to you. But some of us older ones, we remember what it was like that day. We remember what it was like when you're sitting there, Brother Marshall, and you hear about this, and it's like, what are we supposed to do? We'd never seen that. We'd heard of it. We'd heard of Pearl Harbor. We had never witnessed a Pearl Harbor. But here was Pearl Harbor. Now all of a sudden, Brother Josh, what used to take 5 minutes to board an airplane now takes 2 hours to get on the airplane. It changed everything about the way we handled it. We had never really heard of a terrorist attack. In the early 90s, they built them same 2 buildings out of the basement. But what I'm getting at this morning is all these that I've told you about this had to endure this. Look at where America was changing during that time. I've said a lot this morning trying to get to this part. Look at where America was changing during this time to get where we're at today. They call it the Great Recession hit in 2008. See, the Great Recession, they say it was under Bush's administration. They're wrong. The Great Recession, by the date, is under President Barack Obama in 2008 when that hit. We blame it on Bush. You blame it on whoever you want to. They blame a recession in the 80s on Reagan. They blame a recession on Kennedy in the early 60s. You have them. Depression on Hoover. But did you, I was talking to an old man, Sherry's grandpa, when he was still living. I said, did y'all really feel the Depression? He said, Depression? He said, those were just normal days for us. Growing up. Normal days, he said, it's part of life. He said, we didn't have that. But this time, we felt it. How many had trouble this past week finding gas at times? A few times you had trouble. Pipeline's supposed to open up back up today. They're supposed to open it up today. So think about it. The last month, how many times did you have trouble finding gas? What about in 2011? How hard was it to find gas? Some of you remember, you would have to drive for miles and miles, and if you saw somewhere open that had gas, you'd dart in there. I got in a fight down there when right across from Mr. Pete's in Fletcher during that time. That old gas station, Save More, used to be there, wasn't it? Save. We was all lined up in a line for one side, and the other side was supposed to sit and empty. Every gas station had a line. I sat there for about 10 minutes and I thought, well, if no one else can pull over, I'm going to pull over. Why would we all line up on one side and wait for them to leave that other side completely open? So I whirled around, backed up in my little registered GMC Sonoma. I pumped me some gas. The guy jumped out of that car and he was cussing and screaming, why do you think you're better than we are? I said, I don't think I'm better than you are. I'm just smarter. I'm not going to sit there forever and wait on people to go through one side whenever the whole side open here. Preacher, you said that? Yeah, I did. Oh, yeah. I mean, come on, common sense is common sense. But think about it. Where we're at today. I guess the only ones maybe in here, just a handful remember the 70s when they rationed gas. They give you a little card here in the United States. They pull up the pump. Whatever amount was on that card for that day is what you got. You didn't get more, you didn't get less, that card. And once that punch was for that day, you couldn't get gas for a week. That had duty for a week. See, that card come back up again. I remember my dad talking about that, getting a card. That was your gas ration. They rationed gas back in the 70s in the United States. We ain't never really seen anything like that. But look at where they were at then, and where we're at today. Think about how far we walked away from the job. No matter what happens to you, no matter what happens to you, one thing we've got to get back to, it's been the theme all morning, we've got to get back to God.
Amen.
Stop everything else. Oh, yeah. Stop everything else and get back to God, as we said earlier. As you stand, I'm going to read you this last verse. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, unmovable, always abiding in the work of the Lord. For as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. Even though we look at all the bad stuff, remember, your work's not in vain. Father, we come this morning, Lord, we thank you for your grace, we thank you for your mercy. Father, I pray, Lord, we brought no harm to thy word today. Father, help us to ever do what you have us to do. Help us to do what you have us to be. Father, I pray, Lord, you'll touch, Lord, lead, guide, direct. In Jesus' name. You need to come. Maybe God spoke to your heart this morning. God spoke to your heart. there is a fine line between a long sermon and a hostage situation. Whose crayon is this? I have to take it with me, trying to write on the wall. Did he accomplish it? Tonight, 5 o'clock, church service, go pray, come pray, and don't forget to tell someone about Jesus. Brother Mark will do this.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the service we had today. God, each and everything that you have done for us, and God, what you're going to do, Lord. Be with us as we travel. Amen, amen.